Wednesday. It is the 8th of October, just like that. And we are off and running. The weather is definitely turning. We had some rain last week. There is rain in the forecast for next week. So I know everybody's anxiety level goes up this time of year because we're trying to get things done. There's a lot of expectations to hit deadlines, and it can be a bit of a challenge at times. So welcome to today's bid room meeting. Let's go ahead and get the slides going, Sandy. Sandy, she's doing all the magic today. All right, so let's get to the next slide. We got a change in the team. Michael Vicente has decided to pursue some opportunities closer to home in Florida, and we wish him well. We have Sean Dean, that's me, Aaron Hosmer over there working hard. We got Jared in the estimating room doing what Jared does in estimating, which is estimate. We got Masood joining from San Ramon. Juan is out today. Sandy's here with us. Heather is getting her children off to school, and she is be on her way soon. And then we have the lovely Allison Dean. Everybody here is instrumental in getting us to our mission, which is to take 100 contractors to 10 million in annual revenue by 2035. Through collaboration. Collaboration is the new currency. Brandon Dawson's coined that phrase. I would highly suggest that if you're interested in, we'll call it low-hanging fruit in your business, ways for you to improve process and drive profitability. Brandon has a lot of great advice. You can find him on all of the socials, plus he's got YouTube channels where he shares a lot of the wisdom that he has over his 15, 20 years of studying all types of businesses, 4,000 different businesses in multiple verticals. And there are way more common threads running through those businesses than you may think. So I would definitely advise you, if you're going to go consume content from somebody who built a $250 million business in 5 years with $0 going out of pocket to do that. We've got a couple of individuals that are looking for work. You guys could take a screenshot, write these down. If you miss this and you want their information, then please, you can email Sandy at southbaygrading.com. She will hook you up with the info. Estimating stats. My lovely wife has told me that our stats have not changed since last week. So we are still sitting on about 130 million, 121 estimates, 14% on a hit, and 2.5% on dollars. Next. Bidding opportunities. We are bidding a project in Fremont. It's for Toll Brothers. It is a pedestrian access project on Grimmer Avenue, right at Warm Springs and what's that?
Mission? Fremont Boulevard?
Fremont Boulevard, I think. No, might be.
They're all close, kind of.
It's right there. It's right
Fremont. Fremont is kind of spread out.
So it's a great project. It is one that we have literally been chasing with my partner at Sequoia for going on 5 years now. So they are in a hurry to get it done. Their projects are complete, and they want to try to get this done this year. So we sent out bid invites yesterday. If you're interested, please respond. Let us know what else we can get you in terms of information. A little ADU turnaround, fire access. We completed with B&B a few weeks back. This project is got opportunity to do more. They have an existing home that they plan on demoing and rebuilding. So hopefully we'll get some more work out of this project. Tracy Inlets. This one we did with U Concrete. They did a fantastic job, and this job led to the next job, which I don't know if we got a slide for it. We still got pedestrian bridges in here.
Oh, I took them out.
You wiped them out.
I did. I took
All
them
right.
out.
Here we got some. Oh, back.
Sorry.
Nope. What are you doing? Sandra. So we got some updated shots of Cypress. They started working on pavers, and they will have this one wrapped up by next week. Been a nice project for us and Oak Mount Concrete. So appreciate what those guys have been doing out there.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay, I got a couple things for you guys. I just came back from a meeting with Shea Homes, part of their trade council. We meet quarterly to talk about, it's a safety trade council, so OSHA regulations coming down the pipeline. One of them is all med kits, not per OSHA, but per federal law, are going to be required to have Narcan in them going forward. So just pay attention. If you've got med kits, you're probably going to want to get Narcan, and you're going to have to train your staff on that. There's another law coming down. I think it's something to do with fall protection. They're basically everyone gets tied off at 6 feet, basically. So that's the safety side of it. Another part I wanted to touch on was standard operating procedures. Sean and I went and met with the Cardone Ventures team last week on Monday and Tuesday, and they really press you to start replicating yourself. So all of you guys who are out there and you find yourself doing stuff that may not be the highest use of your time, if you can find someone to do that task for you, pay money to pull your time out of it and work on the things that are higher ROI, I would encourage all of you to start that process. So what we started doing, we have apps called Loom and Scribe, and the conference last week just motivated me to start creating our SOPs and our training manual in Loom and Scribe. So Scribe's a little app that tracks every click that you make, every keystroke you enter, and it puts it up on the screen for people to see what you're typing and what you're clicking on. And Loom is a video creation tool that lets you record your screen and talk and point and do all that kind of stuff. So we're creating our SOPs. Just take the first step and start doing it. You'll feel really good after you do one, and then you'll have that avalanche effect. So the whole goal is to duplicate yourself and create little spawns of you, think of yourself as the top of a pyramid, build that base.
All right, now you're going to introduce CJ.
We're introducing CJ. Awesome. We got CJ, founder of Hammerloop, is joining us today. So CJ, let's get him up on the screen.
Right on. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's really awesome that I even get invited to this to your guys' meeting. So I appreciate the involvement. So I'll Sandy, by the way, just disregard the messages. I logged on a couple minutes late and I was emailing you. I was clicking on the wrong link. So sorry about that.
Nope.
So my name is CJ Simmons. By my day job and what I've done over the course of the last decade in the Bay Area is I'm an equipment rep, and I'm sure that you guys all have quite a few that drop by and try to get your business. And One of the things that I have heard coming from contractors of all types of trades over the course of the last decade or so. At this point, I've worked with thousands of different contractors, pretty much all trades possible, including specialty trades, guys from out of the country. And the one common thing that I always heard amongst all trades was the difficulties that contractors incurred when it was time to scale up. So something along these lines. I just got awarded all these jobs. They're going to start in 2 or 3 months from now. I don't know where I'm going to find guys. So I heard that a million times, where that was a painting contractor, paving and grading contractor, a mechanical contractor. So basically I started asking myself, I was like, I actually started asking the contractors. I was like, where do you actually find these guys? Now, if they're a union, that was a different story. We all know how that goes. They go to the union. But for the other roughly 90% of the contractors that are out there that aren't union, I would get the same answers all the time, and that was they would go to job recruiting websites that aren't suited for the construction industry and typically don't yield the best results for construction. They would go to third-party staffing agencies where they would hope that they got a viable candidate that they obviously had to pay for. But the number one overarching method that most contractors use is word of mouth. They go to their guys and they ask if they know guys that are available to work. So basically, I told myself at the time, going back 10 years ago, I was single and I was on the dating apps. I was on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. And truth be told, that's kind of where I got the idea to start something that centralizes construction workers and construction contractors in one place, but also divides them up by their trade and their location. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you Hammerloop and what we're developing. Full disclosure, I'm showing you the dev site because I want to show you ultimately what we're building. We have to do this out in phases as we get members. Not all the functionality is there. If you go to our main website, www.hammerloop.com, you're not going to see the full version of what we're building yet. So it's better for me to show you the developmental site or the mock site. So let me share my screen here.
No plenty of fish, huh, CJ?
Plenty of fit. Oh, you know them. All of them. I knew how to manipulate them. I knew how to do the parameters. I knew all the tricks of the trade. So
There you go, man.
I like to say the more unsuccessful I was at finding love, the more familiar I was becoming with the dating apps. So then I was like, hey, you know what? Wait a second. Maybe we can use that for this problem. And that's what Hammerloop is. So I have some. There we go.
Crazy where inspiration can find you. You know?
That's awesome, though.
So this is Hammerloop. So it's a two-sided platform. So instead of, not to get too into the weeds with today's dating atmosphere, but we take girls on one side and guys on the other, and we place them with workers and employers of the construction industry. You can call the workers however you want to label them: blue-collar workers, construction workers, laborers, tradesmen, whatever you want to classify them. That is one party that's on one side, and then their employers are on the other. So they go on, they build a profile. Okay, these are what are called short cards that display. You can click on them, expand them, and get more details, which I'm going to do here in a second. By the way, I know I'm a little time limited, so I'm going to kind of talk fast. If you want me to speed up or slow down, feel free to interrupt me, okay, or repeat something. These are the jobs that load up onto the platform. And then eventually what the workers are going to see as the contractors post their jobs are pins on a map. So they designate their area. This is a map of, I believe it's somewhere in New York. It looks like the worker has set their parameters to see job opportunities with what looks like to be about 20 miles or so. You'll see as I walk you through creating a profile. And then lastly, what I want to show you before I proceed, these are all the different trades that somebody can choose from. So you can be an employer in this type of work, or obviously a worker. As long as you have a need for these types of workers, then we have a spot for you on Hammerloop. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to do this kind of quick. Whoops. Sorry. I've got a bunch of stuff in my way here. Sign up. Okay, so this is the process. It's designed just to be like Facebook or Instagram, just as easy. You first of all, the platform is fully bilingual. So as you can see in the upper right hand corner, they just toggle that. They put on the language of their preference. It's going to ask them for their name, their email, and a phone number. We don't ask for anything more than that. They get a OTP or a one-time password. They enter that, and then they can proceed. So they're going to select their primary trade, paving and grading, right? They have a drop down right there. And then we also allow 2 spots for 2 more trades, and that's to allow for overlap in the construction industry. So for example, take a wood-based trade such as carpentry. They may know roofing, they may know framing as well, or a combination of the 3. So they enter their core competency, and they can have 2 backup trades. So they're going to get alerts as these jobs are posted to the platform. They set their location, then they can scroll this bar from 1 to 100 miles, and that's going to provide the parameters for which they receive job notifications. Boom, a little bit about their last employment work. They can do it for the employer. They can also do it by job if they want to load up a job. A lot of guys like to talk about jobs that they were involved on if they were big. Leadership experience, they simply select one of those. A little bit about themselves. Are they union or non-union? If they are union, we ask them, can they provide their union representative's contact info? We have added one more question here, and that is, have they ever graduated from a state-approved non-union apprenticeship program or work development program? So do they have a certification that's non-union, basically, is what we're asking them.
Hey, CJ,
Yes.
can I interrupt? We've got someone asking a question on Instagram Live.
Sure.
They're on the part where you are entering where they want to work.
Mhm.
They're saying, what if we are willing to travel?
Yeah. So so this is a dev site that was built about 4 to 5 months ago. So on the website, that's one of the questions they're asked. It says, are you willing to relocate? And then it's a simple yes or no. And then that displays on their profile. I'll
Awesome,
show
thank
you
you.
when we get to the profile. All the licenses and certifications that are non-state are uploaded onto the platform already. They simply scroll down to their trade, pick them, and they get loaded to their profile. You're going to see what that looks like. Are they a veteran? Yes or no. If they do, they get a badge that goes on their profile. We've taken out, they select their desired pay. We've taken out monthly or per diem. We don't really see that here on the West Coast too much. It's more of an East Coast thing. So they can select their desired hourly pay rate. Are they available immediately? Yes or no. They can always change this, just like LinkedIn. Upload a picture. Designate their language preferences. And now this is what a profile will look like. Something like this, right? So here's the veteran badge. So just kind of hold this in the back of your mind for a second, because I'm going to show you what posting a job looks like. But if you want to click on and expand anybody's profile, you've got a lot of critical information that gives you a good snapshot of who you're dealing with. You've got licenses and certifications that you can view easily, past projects, past work experience, their location. Up here, we've got their trades that they're involved in, about what they're looking to make. And then you can also, on our platform, if you're an employer and you see someone on the platform that's worked for you, or they've shared their profile with you, just like Uber, where the drivers want the star rating, they can share their profile with you as a contractor. You can award them a thumbs up. As a contractor, you can click on here. You can see who has awarded these thumbs up as well. So we've tried to integrate tools that give you a little better snapshot of who you're dealing with. So if you don't mind, I'm going to switch over to an employer. I'm going to show you how it all works. Now you're going to join as an employer. Create account, verify. It's actually even easier process on the employer side than it is the worker side. Where you're located, what type of tradespeople do you hire? Keep having to move this. So you're going to get asked some of the same questions on your side. Now you have your company profile. Now comes time to scale up. Rather than going to Craigslist. So if you have a profile on Hammerloop, we're going to create a job. Okay. And I'm going to show you what happens. So you're going to, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. You're going to create a job on Hammerloop. It's almost the same process as it is on Craigslist. But here, you're going to select what tradesman you want to broadcast your job to. When you select this and you finally build your job out and you hit post, those workers that correspond to these trades in your area are going to get an alert on their phone. So now we connect everybody, right? So the workers are going to have a better tool to see more jobs. They're going to be able to see pay rates, who is hiring, where jobs are located, what trades are in demand. And ideally, we've built something that gives workers a better tool to make better informed employment decisions, right? So I'm just going to kind of go through here real quick. You can load up any type of documents associated with your job that you may need, anticipated start date and anticipated duration of a job. A lot of workers don't always work for the same employer. They bounce around from, a network of other workers as well as contractors. So if they know that their job is wrapping up in, let's say, 2 weeks, and they can start looking for jobs that start in a month from now and go from one to the other, right? Pay rates, obviously, union needs, the location of the job, any must-have certifications or licenses, how many people you're looking to hire, minimum experience, boom, and now here's your job. This is what this simulates what a job will look like on the platform. So again, those workers are going to get alerts on their phone as jobs enter their little sphere that they've designated, and they're able to switch on it on their phone. If they like it, guess what? They go in, they're like, okay, all right, this works for me. They're going to be able to come up here. What did I do here? Gosh. Anyways, at the top of the job as they're viewing it, if they like it, they hit a button that says "Loop me in," and their profile goes into into the managing person of your employer account. So now you can log in. You can see guys that are interested and that are applying to the jobs that you've posted on the platform. Right? I would have to go back in as a worker, which I don't want to do. I don't want to take another minute or two. But you can see at the top of this, there's a button that says "Loop me in," and they just hit that, and that's where they're basically sending their profile over to you and letting you know that they're interested in that job. So I could literally talk about Hammerloop for an hour, but I know we're limited on time, and I'm so thankful to be here. So I'm just going to kind of cut off right here. You've seen the nuts and bolts of what we're building, and open it up if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, so how long until you expect this to be fully launched?
So right now it's fully functional. We have, there's caveats to that though. So if I go to the main site, the actual hammerloop.com, I'll scroll down to the bottom here and you'll see that we do have an app coming out. So ideally, we believe that this will mainly be driven by the app. As you see right here, we're about 1.5 to 2 months away from the app. Although workers or employers, you guys created a profile. Thank you, by the way. So that was probably done either on a laptop or a web browser. So to answer your question, it is fully functional right now. Everything goes out in phases. We don't have enough users to make the map feature functional just yet. But I mean, we're on our way. I think that our goal is to get to 1,000 workers on the platform and 100 employers. Right now, we have about 105 last time I checked workers, and I think 38 employers on the platform. We've already been in front of large VCs. I'll just share this with the group. We've been in front of CEMEX Ventures, the venture arm of CEMEX. We've been in front of Stanley Black & Decker, and we've been in front of Ferguson. So they all just want to see a little bit of usage, right? So they gave us, even though they didn't know that we were talking to each other, they all said the same thing. We just want to see it used in an area like the Bay Area, and then we'll talk larger funding. And the reason why I say that, Mr. Dean, is because that will help us accelerate and to scale. But we're just waiting on users to introduce more functionality that that will be beneficial to them. But the platform is fully functional right now. You can find workers on it.
Awesome. And is there a cost to join?
So anybody, as it's set right now, anybody who creates a profile before the end of October will automatically get a year for free. However, whenever it is that we enact pricing, which by the way, we are nowhere close to, we need it to be used and used regularly. The price eventually will be, so it's a freemium model, what's called freemium. So anybody can have a profile on Hammerloop for free, right? Just like LinkedIn. But let's say you're a worker and you, Mr. Dean, you see it's time for you to scale up. You see a guy, he's got paving, grading, asphalt, road construction, whatever. You like him and you send him a message. In order for him to respond to you, he's got to pay $4.99, and that's unlimited use for 30 days. So that's the way that it works. $4.99 for the workers for unlimited use for 30 days. Again, they can shut it off if they're on a job. They don't need it. They just shut off the billing. They can still see notifications of job posts in their area, and they can see when a contractor messages them. On the contractor side, that cost is $39.99 for 30 days of unlimited use. That's unlimited job postings, unlimited reaching out to workers. There's no limitations on it. So the cost is $40 for the contractor, $5 for the worker.
All right, cool. And is there for early adopters, obviously you're trying to get contractors to get on the platform and basically beta test it with you. Are you, other than it being free, is there any other incentive for a contractor to sign up?
The only other thing that I can, so I haven't told you, I haven't really said anything, but the early adopters will give a lifetime membership to. So when we get to that, exactly that 1,000 worker or 100 employer mark, we'll reach out to them and say, here's a promo code for a free membership for life. But we don't advertise. Cool. We don't advertise that yet.
All right. All right. Well, make sure and put your contact info in the chat so anybody on this call can get a hold of you cool. If they got more questions.
Sweet. Thanks,
awesome.
Everybody.
Good presentation, man. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen here.
All right. So we met CJ at an event here in Santa Clara. It was the CO Summit. Again, you know, we say it a lot. The more these kind of functions you go to, the more people you meet, and the more opportunities that you create. So I would definitely recommend that you continue to try to find ways to get into your community, get in with the trade groups, and you never know who you're going to run into, who you're going to find, and you never know what opportunity you might uncover. So thanks again, CJ, for joining us today, and appreciate your time, and pretty excited about what you're doing. Neighborhood Hands. We have our next event on October 18th. There was a survey group that went out this last weekend to collect information and just try to figure out how we can better serve the community that we're working in. And one of the people that came out to help with that survey, they wrote a very nice email to Lori, who's our volunteer coordinator. It's a lot of words, so I'm not going to read it, but the highlights were that they've been people, I want to say a lot like me, who've maybe been frustrated over the years with the situation, but never figured out a way to understand it better or do anything about it. So they really appreciated being able to come somewhere where it was really easy. they just joined in. They got to actually have conversations with people who they wouldn't have otherwise ever had conversations with. And the perspective for them was huge, and they're excited about coming back. So again, if you're looking for an opportunity to get involved, it's 7:30, October 18th, Guadalupe Gardens. Just show up, and you know, you might find yourself moved as well. The program has expanded dramatically in the last 2 years. It went from about 50 people total to we're about 300 every 300 to 350 every program. So there's lots of need for help. There's lots of need for volunteers. And there is a place out there for everybody. So I would encourage you to please show up. Wisdom nugget. What's the wisdom nugget today? It is the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. Ben Franklin. He was electric.
Use a KGMF, that one. Playing the English against the French.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Boom. So as you guys know, we do a book club here at SBG. You know, the team that learns together earns together. Our new book we started this week is Buy Back Your Time with Dan Martell. This guy has got a very, very interesting story, and his advice, or I should say his counsel, is amazing. So if you guys want to get involved, just hit us up. We can get you on the list. And if you don't want to get involved with us and you just want to get the book, I would highly recommend it. It'll change your life. All right. So don't quit, right? The only way you fail in life is to quit. So don't quit. Just keep pushing. And I want to thank you guys all for joining us today and taking a little time out of your life to spend it with us. Right. Let me see what I'm doing here. All right. Marie, it's good to see you back. Thank you for joining today.
Millie, how are you doing?
We are awesome. So tell us a little bit about what Labor Max is doing right now.
Labor Max. So we, if you don't already know, we are a staffing agency that help all individuals, all walks of life, try to find employment. This is one of the great platforms that we love to get involved with. Also, neighborhood hands, definitely meet tons of people, all different walks of life, different stories. Love being out there. I will be there on the 18th, just to get people back to work. We work with people who have records. I just helped an individual who has a long history get a job for a few months with a construction site here in Hayward. So we do a lot of construction. We do actually all types of work, besides construction as well, as administrative, driver positions, cook positions, anything, any type of employment. All you have to do is apply and talk to me. I will work with you and we will go from there. I love partnering with different companies because you never know what you might need in a company. You might think, okay, construction company, but you might need a janitor or somebody to operate the phones. We're here for that, for everything. So we'll just be accessible to all of you and love to work with anybody who needs it.
Thank you so much. And sounds like maybe you and CJ should talk. Yuliana, I see you're in the car. I appreciate you jumping on. What have you been up to?
Everything. I've been working. We've been busy. We thank God for all the jobs now. That is very hard to get jobs. I know a lot of people are very slow. So yeah, we've been working with metal gates, fencing, and repairs. Basically, more repairs. And I don't know, but I needed these kind of meetings because it's like a uplifting, it makes my day, and then I don't feel connected when I cannot, come to the meetings. Thank you so much for these meetings. They helped so much and a lot of information.
Thank you for joining. We've missed you.
She brings up a good point. If I could jump in real quick. We have another thing Brandon Dawson talked about last week was the importance of a daily huddle up meeting. First with all your employees, including say accounting, HR, sales, construct, whatever it is, everyone. And then they break off into the management meeting. And we've been doing that for 2 years now, I think. And on the rare occasion where we don't do the meeting, to me, it feels like the day doesn't start off right. So it is super important to have that daily touch of everyone and share wins, motivate each other. It's a positive meeting where you don't talk about problems. You talk about you can talk about solving problems. You don't call people out in it. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing today. What do you got going on? What do you got going on? So everyone kind of keeps the marching orders pushing forward, So, and on another note, Juliana's been working through a bunch of complicated submittal comments with us on the Cow Ranch Barrier Project in Brentwood. I know there's a lot of comments on that one, and I appreciate you guys going back and forth. So
awesome. Yeah, this entire endeavor that we're on is to build this network of 100 contractors, getting everybody to a $10 million mark. And Juliana's been on this journey with us for a long time. V&B, Utilitix, there's a bunch of them that we've been working with here, and it's exciting to see everybody come together on a project, something that we're excited about. Shea Homes. So awesome. Good job.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to add before we jump out?
Can I point out with Marie with Labor Max, when she said any situation, we used her for our events way back when we didn't know how to get people to help us set up for our builders forum events. And we called you guys and you got us some people to come and help us for a couple hours. It was awesome. So literally, if you're ever in any kind of bind, call Marie with Labor Max.
Yeah, we hit them up the day before and they were out there on time doing their thing. I've also sent people over to Labor Max, and the people that want to work get work from them. It's up to the person themselves. If you want it, it's out there. In my opinion, there's no reason for someone not to be working if they really want to.
And Bo. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody showing up, and see you next week. Bye, Instagram. Thanks for showing up today. Appreciate it. Boom. Oh, 5 minutes. Hey, look at that. This one actually timed out just about right.
Exactly.
I had 10 on this one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I had 11.
All right.
Good job. And I think we had 4 or 5. Some person, Mrs. Engineer, she's like, I don't even know you guys.